Good morning everyone. Today let's study about the gross features of pancreas. Pancreas is an exoendocrine gland. Okay, it has got both exocrine and the endocrine part. It is somewhat placed horizontally in the body. It is mostly retroperitoneal structure. That means it is present behind the peritoneal lining. It has got following parts. First, the head, which is closely related to the C-shaped duodenum. Then followed by it, this is the neck. Next is the body. At last, the tail of the pancreas, which is related to the spleen. So this is the spleen. Okay. First, coming to the head of the pancreas. The head has got a right border. So this is the right border of the head. Superior border, inferior border. And it has got a small process which will be projecting downwards. This is called the uncinate process. It's called the uncinate process. Head is related to the, you can see, to the right border. It is related to the second part of duodenum, and also the superior and the inferior pancreatico-duodenal artery will be anastomosing here, and also it will be supplying the head of the pancreas. The superior border will be related to first part of duodenum and superior pancreatico-duodenal artery. The inferior part will be related to the third part of duodenum, and this uncinate process, okay, will be related anterior to the uncinate process. We will have superior mesenteric vessels. Anteriorly, it is related to the transverse colon. Posteriorly, it is related to, we can see this is the bile duct. Posteriorly, it is related to the bile duct and also the inferior vena cava. Next, coming to the neck. The neck has got a superior border, inferior border, anterior surface and a posterior surface. The anterior surface is related to the pylorus of the stomach, and the posterior surface is related to the formation of portal vein. The portal vein will be forming on the posterior aspect. Next, coming to the body of the pancreas. The body of the pancreas is cross section. If you take, it is looking somewhat like a triangle. So it has got a superior border, anterior border and an inferior border. So superior, inferior and an anterior border, and it has got three surfaces: anterior surface, inferior surface and a posterior surface. So the anterior surface, inferior surface, and behind that what we see will be the posterior surface. It has got an elevation along the superior border on the body, which is called as tuber omentale. Now coming to the relations, if you take the superior border is related to the celiac trunk and two branches which are arising from the celiac trunk. One, the splenic artery, the other one towards the right will be the common hepatic artery. So the splenic artery and the common hepatic artery along with the celiac trunk will be related on the superior border. Anterior surface is related to the stomach along with the lesser sac. So stomach, which is separated from the pancreas by lesser sac, is related on the anterior surface. Then the inferior surface is related to the duodenojejunal flexure. So duodenum will become jejunum here. So duodenojejunal flexure, and here the coils of jejunum and the splenic flexure of the colon. All these things will be related along the inferior surface. Then posteriorly, if you see, it is resting directly on the posterior abdominal wall. So it will be related to the aorta. So aorta will be there, and we have relations of left kidney, the left renal vessels, and also the left suprarenal gland. All these things will be related along the posterior aspect of the body, and it will be directly resting on the posterior abdominal wall. So that is also related posteriorly. Next is one important thing about the anterior border. What we should remember is the attachment of the transverse mesocolon. So this transverse mesocolon is attached along the anterior border of the pancreas. Then at last, we'll talk about the tail of the pancreas. This tail of the pancreas will be entering inside the lienorenal ligament, and it will be related to the hilum of the spleen. And this tail of the pancreas is very rich in islets of Langerhans. Coming to the development of the pancreas develops from both the dorsal and the ventral pancreatic bud. So the dorsal pancreatic bud gives rise to the most of the part of the pancreas, including the part of the head, the neck, the body and the tail. The rest of the part of the head and the uncinate process develops from the ventral pancreatic bud. So it is developing from two sources, and hence it is also receiving blood supply from two sources, one from the branches of the celiac trunk, other from the branches of the superior mesenteric artery. So from the celiac trunk, it is supplied by the branches arising from the splenic artery and also the branches which are arising from the superior pancreatico-duodenal artery. From the superior mesenteric artery, it receives its blood supply through the inferior pancreatic or duodenal artery, which will be supplying the inferior aspect of the head and the uncinate process. Next, coming to its venous drainage, the venous blood from the pancreas will drain into three sources. One is into the splenic vein, which will be present posterior to the pancreas. Next, it will be draining into the portal vein, okay, which will be formed behind the neck of the pancreas, and also it will be draining into the superior mesenteric vein. Okay, so it will be draining into three different sources: the splenic vein, the superior mesenteric vein, and also the portal vein. Next, coming to the duct system of the pancreas, there are two ducts for the pancreas. One is the main pancreatic duct and the other one is the accessory pancreatic duct. The main pancreatic duct is otherwise called as duct of Wirsung. Okay, this looks like a herringbone appearance, otherwise fishbone appearance, like a fishbone appearance. We have a center duct with lot of small ducts radiating on either side. Okay, so this duct starts from the tip of the tail and it is more close to the posterior aspect of the towards the posterior aspect of the pancreas. It will be running inside the pancreas, so it is crossing the body, next the tail, next the neck, and then entering inside the head. So once it reaches towards the end of the head, it will be joined by this duct. This is the bile duct. So it is joined by the bile duct and it will traverse the wall of the duodenum and it will be opening into the summit of the major duodenal papillae. So what you are seeing here, you can see the opening here. So this is the duct which is opening through the summit of the major duodenal papillae. This opening in the duodenum will be located 8 to 10 centimeter distal to that of the pyloric end of stomach. Okay, next coming to the accessory pancreatic duct. The accessory pancreatic duct will be draining part of the head and the uncinate process. It will be starting from the uncinate process and it will be crossing the main duct. It will be crossing the main duct and it will be opening 2 centimeter proximal to that of the opening of the major duodenal papillae. So here you will have, it's not very clear in the specimen, here we will be having a minor duodenal papillae where it will open into the minor duodenal papillae 2 centimeter proximal to that of the opening of major duodenal papillae. So that is about minor pancreatic duct, otherwise called the accessory pancreatic duct, which will be otherwise called as duct of Santorini. So this is about the gross features of pancreas. Thank you.